Welcome everyone. I am Inspector Tyler, and thank you for joining me today. In case just happened to miss it or just clicked on this by complete accident, we are playing Car Mechanic Simulator today. I am in my level 24 shop, um, and this is the road to level 30. This may be a 2 or 3 part topic. So just a fair warning on that, but I have myself a little mechanic shop working here, and as I do plan on becoming a mechanic in real life, I have focused on the areas that I plan to focus on um, whenever I plan on going into mechanic in real life. That is brake, transmission, um, exhaust, and occasionally some engine or suspension work. So you'll notice a lot of engine missions I won't do simply for the fact that they take forever and they don't get you the XP or money you deserve. Um, as I'm currently just trying to grind to level 30 so I can start doing restoration work. I am doing a lot of brake, exhaust, and gearbox. Like I said, even though I was already focusing on that whenever the goal became to get to level 30. The focus shifted even more on these 3 categories. So with that being said, I currently have this Royale GTR that I'm working on here. It's got exhaust problems, general gearbox, and well, these are both transmission related issues. Transmission-related jobs are extremely easy to work on. Most of the time, if they say something like, I believe it is the general gearbox control and repair, it will always include the gearbox themselves, plus the other 4 pieces that go on the interior. I wasn't going to make this into a tip video, but it's somewhat turned into that. I have played on PC for a decent while, so I'm just kind of, I already know the game, and I could just go into something like sandbox mode or something like that. But the thing is, on PC, I didn't earn my role legitimately, so this is kind of my opportunity to fix that. Need a normal V8 front exhaust pipe, and then a catalytic converter. Yes, I know it's catalytic, in case you are fixing to tell me that there in the comments, but for some reason I've started saying catalytic and it beats me as to where that came from. Starters are not included as part of a gearbox whenever it comes to the mission system. That is considered part of the engine, even though it is mounted to the gearbox. But no, I thoroughly enjoy oh, I forgot to buy the rest of the assembly. I thoroughly enjoy doing restoration work, and I plan on making plenty of videos on DLC cars, or just other cars that I find that are muscle-based. Potentially, I could be posting some challenge videos. If any of, oh no, do that. If any of you have any challenges that you would like to challenge me to for whenever I reach my goal of level 30, feel free to leave them in the comments, and who knows, maybe I'll participate in your challenge that you have challenged me to. To me personally, the challenges are all just part of the game. You know, it's a way to keep things interesting and not just have the drawn-out process of doing the same thing over and over again, which ultimately is what you do in this game. You do this, you build a car, or once you get to level 30, and you start restoring cars. You do that, you take your car to the speed track, the abandoned airport, racetrack, the off-road track, etc. Just to test them out, and then once you're done with that, you most of the time sell them. Unless you're like me, in which case, the ones that are really my prized cars, I'll always keep for a rainy day. Do something fun. Just something I always like to do. I always like to keep 3 cars or 3 order cars in my garage at all times. I would do more than that, but 3 is the maximum amount. Little tidbit there. If you come across missions that you don't want to do, or you don't like doing a certain type of mission, if you press triangle on the mission, except for story missions, you can't do that. But every other mission, you can just press triangle on it, and it will remove the mission. Something also to note, I have all DLCs on this game, so you'll be seeing things such as Paganis, if I come across them, Bentleys, Jeeps, Ford, Dodge, the list goes on. But I look forward to kind of making this into a series. Funnily enough, whenever I was growing up, you know, a much younger version of me, I think I wasn't even 10, then what I wanted to do was become a YouTuber. My favorite YouTuber at the time, I believe, was Ant Venom, who I need to start watching again, because from what I've heard, he's kind of making a comeback. And again, people like PewDiePie, all of them, you know, some of the greats. I always used to watch them, but I haven't watched them in a fair bit. Hello, whoever joined the stream, and goodbye, whoever joined the stream. I'm sure plenty of you are wondering why I do it like this, why I do it as a, or maybe wondering why I do it as a stream. And the honest truth is, there's no particular reason for me to be doing it as a stream. But it allows people to talk to me while I'm doing something, you know. Sometimes people have pointed things out while I'm doing a stream. You know, pointed out, you're doing, you know, this whenever you could be doing this. I always welcome that. Whether it be constructive criticism, just outright criticism, compliments, I take it all. At the end of the day, if it makes you feel better, go ahead and do it. Okay, we need a front exhaust section B. Front exhaust section B. Oh, I'm in gearbox. There's V. V. Yeah, there's V. Because V and B are very... Oh, crap. I'm supposed to buy it for an i4B. Oops. I knew that. Something I've learned. I learned this the hard way, because the thought came across my mind one time. Why can't you just build engines and sell them for money? Well, the answer to that question is, whenever you have parts, and if you're not putting it on a car, you will continually lose money. So you can build an entire engine, sell it, and make, or you'll sell it for a loss. You won't sell it for a profit. which I think is a missed opportunity there. You know, I feel like they could have made that kind of an interesting feature there. Fun way to make money instead of having to rebuild cars all the time, just build engines. Then again, I guess this is an engine building simulator, is it? Oh crap, I forgot to put the starter on it. One thing I dislike about the inline engines, such as the i4s and the i3s, I think the i3s do it, or at least certain versions of the engines, is that they don't allow you to remove the starter from the gearbox side like some of these other ones, like the V8s, V10s, 12s, etc. A lot of them will allow you to actually remove it from the engine compartment. But on the inline engines, most of them, I think the i6s you can do it. You can remove it from the gearbox section. But things like the i4s, the i3s, and whatnot will not allow you to do it unless you're from the top engine compartment and not from below. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to get into the top engine bay. It's there, so you see, accessible from the engine bay. It means you can't access it from down below. What all do I have? Oh, it's just brake performance. Why did I lift it up here anyways? Oops. I can never remember what side that control panel's at. Do a brake system. For those of you who don't know me, a little about myself while I'm working here. I tend to, I've done my best in the past year to kind of clean up my language. No particular reason. But I did find that, you know, overall I was a much angrier person otherwise, so I try and keep things as clean as possible. But obviously, you know, there's no surefire way to escape that. You know, not forever. Being said, people I play with, whatnot, I'm not, you know, I can't restrict their, you know, what they say. So, whenever I'm playing multiplayer games, you know, it may not be, you know, the cleanest of all ears, and that's whenever I go over and stream on Twitch. Which as soon as I'm done with the stream today, I will be posting my Twitch in the description, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested. Follow me over there. I tend to do more on Twitch than I do YouTube anyways. I just genuinely like the Twitch platform more than I like YouTube platform. At the end of the day, it's all preference based. I hate that you have to remove the rear clamshell off of the Pagani, or at least I think it's just this one Pagani that you have to do it on. No, you might have to do it on the others. I don't know. But anyways, the Paganis, because the clamshell doesn't actually lift up as a trunk or anything like that, you have to remove it to be able to access the engine bay like I had to. You can see I can tap X all I want and it won't do anything. If I tap X on this, it pops right up. So, unfortunately, that's something you can't do. Now, something you can't see here is on my PS4 controller, I can actually look down at the light bar and see the colors whenever I wheel over these, which tells me what condition the part's in. So it makes it a nice and easy way to oh, I was already in brakes, to tell if you have to replace a part or not, without having to go throw it on the test track. Something to note about calipers, I've found, is that the caliper cylinders almost never need to be replaced. Which, to me, is always kind of an odd thing. I mean, you can have brakes that look like this, completely destroyed, and you know, your calipers, as you can see up there in the top left, 91%. So get another disc, another caliper, another pad. Consistency is everything, I guess. Question of the day. Pirating games. What's your opinion on it? The reason why I bring up this question is I was reading through a Reddit forum, and someone was trying to pirate this game, and its DLCs, all of them, just all of it, one go. I'd like to point out you can buy it as a bundle on Steam for about $40–50, which I know is a lot of money, but you're getting all the DLCs, which is normally way more than that. Oh, I thought I bought brake pads. You know, for less than what you would normally pay. I mean, if I remember correctly, it's like a 40% discount. Maybe less than that. But, someone was trying to pirate this game. And, the Reddit community, you know, they didn't give them any love. Trying to pirate a game. Which I don't blame. I'm personally against pirating. Not just because it's illegal, but I just genuinely think like the developers deserve a little bit more love than they get for most games. I mean, they spend hours on, you know, games and whatnot, and you know, it's not so much to ask for $5–6 a DLC. Granted, I think the Pagani DLC is like 12. But, you know, I always tend to like to show them some love, because I know they spent, you know, plenty of hours and time on that game, or on this game and those DLCs and whatnot. Do a Roadrunner with exhaust and gearbox issues. One thing I always look at whenever I do exhaust is whenever they're in this little staging area here, I always check the manifolds. And the reason why I always check the manifolds is so I can get them done before I start working on them. And you may be thinking, you know, oh, that's not that big of a deal. Here's the thing. Every other exhaust part can be found in the exhaust tab. Because and this is the only reasoning that I can figure out, because the manifold attaches to the engine itself, then you can only find the manifolds in the engine tab. Get a V8 OHVD. Fun fact, if you have a yellow engine like this, you will almost always have a V8 OHVD exhaust manifold, because it is the only one that is yellow. V8 OHVD front exhaust section. That's what it looks like. Just one or two, just one. And then two middle mufflers. Front exhaust section. Looking for V8 OHVD. But no, hopefully pretty soon we'll be doing a dual stream with my friend Quinte. His link will be in the description below if you want to go check out his YouTube channel. He's got plenty of videos. Just a fair warning, he's not a family-friendly, you know, YouTuber. So, you know, if you're a small kid, would not recommend checking him out, as the content is definitely for adults. I'm pretty sure I just said it's definitely not for adults. I mean, it's definitely only for adults. But yeah, I mean, I may drive some of you crazy whenever I jump around to different projects like this, but it's just kind of the way I work. Get things done while I'm needing certain aspects of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, nope, not the one I meant to do. What type of pickups, or what type of vehicles do y'all like? Do you guys, you know, pickup people, you car people? I know I was only gonna ask one question in this video, but I genuinely like to ask plenty. I like to kind of know who's watching my videos, and as I don't know many of you, if any of you in person, this is the way for me to get to know you. But yeah, y'all pick up, you know, car person or you bicycle person. I mean, you never know. If you're a car person, what brand do you guys like? I know most people have like a family brand, you know, a brand that everyone in their family has, or at least that's the way it is here, where I'm at. You know, where I live, everyone has a brand that their family has always bought for, and that's normally what they drive for the rest of their lives. Normally. The exception is some people that go from Dodge to a Subaru. Wasn't my decision, for the record. No, genuinely, I'm a Dodge person by blood. I mean, I was pretty much born into a Dodge family, so. And as I am a male of the male species, I stereotype myself into liking muscle cars. You know, genuinely love the horsepower and all that. But I'm a racer, so muscle car, or I'm into racing a lot. So muscle cars is for me, it's the way to go. If you ain't got muscle car, then you're not gonna fare well around me. That being said, I would like to see someone drag race a Prius one of these days. I'd get quite a kick out of that. No, I mean, as you guys can see up there at the top right, we're making pretty decent progress. I say pretty decent progress. It's been 30 minutes. Well, 23 minutes and 30 seconds. And we're just now reaching a little over level 25. Which means we get the level 5 repair, which I'm looking forward to, because now I can repair a lot of things that I couldn't before, and almost guarantee a full repair. This may seem like a small win, but it is a great win for me, because now I can spend less money buying new parts and more money rebuilding them. That's not what I meant. I don't have to buy as many parts because I can just rebuild them myself, which means I spend less money on the other parts. It's easier to repair parts than it is to buy a new one, because it's so much nicer just to have parts from previous jobs that you've fixed. That being said, a lot of these parts that you get off these cars are trashed. A lot of these parts, if you're pulling it off of junkyard cars or auction cars, you'd be able to recycle most of these parts. But just due to the type of cars and stuff, then they fall into the category of non-repairables. Oh, does he only repair? Huh, interesting. I thought maybe those were all I repaired. I'm thinking they are. Put the barn location map in there. Something I like to do to kind of break the monotony up a little bit is open these cases that I get from doing jobs. This is a great way to get money back, or to earn a lot of money. If you're like me and you don't do a lot of case searching, or don't do a lot of parts from cases, when you don't know what your first build's gonna be, then I do just open them and sell pieces. Now I know a lot of people don't do any restoration work till level 35. I'm an exception to this rule in the sense that I normally end up buying new body parts anyways. So for me, level 30 is just where I need to be so I can get my paint shop and start painting stuff. So, it's a perfect deal. You start doing that. Oh, yeah. I already have cars lined up to repair. That being said, I bought the Ford Mustang Mach 1 out of an auction. Paid, I think, $35,000 for it, and it was fully, or pretty much in perfect condition. So I'll probably be keeping that one for a toy and not even doing anything with it. And I may just be selling them, so I can actually get myself a proper repair. I'd rather do a junkyard than a, something like this. Alright. If I remember right, this is just brakes. This is just brakes. Just a caliper and a pad on this one. I know I haven't posted a lot of videos recently, and that's partially due to me just kind of taking a break from YouTube. And I don't mean that as like, I've devoted so much time, but it's like I've just genuinely stopped like using YouTube in general. Just like not watching any videos off of YouTube, not doing anything on YouTube. And this is kind of something I've just done for the heck of it, really. So, I'm trying to get back into the swing of streaming and YouTube and all that. It's something I kind of have fun doing, so. What's going on? Oh, there it goes. Did I not reach that? Sometimes you just can't reach those back tires. So you have to go into something like that. So I'm going to need full caliper disc and pad. Actually, I don't need a caliper because I have those leftover ones that I forgot I had. Pad. Caliper. No, whenever you do something like that and you have like extra parts and you forget about it, it's always great. For me, I normally buy mufflers and gearbox part, or like just entire gearboxes that I never use. So then you just have like a gearbox or a muffler just sitting around and you can't do anything with it. It's sometimes it's a bit of an annoying experience because it always seems whenever you get something that's normally a common part, nothing needs it. For instance, I think I sold it, but I had a V80HB gearbox that was just sitting in my inventory for, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 jobs because there was nothing I could do with it. Go and get our next two jobs lined up. Now, this may be a somewhat shorter episode today. I will probably normally do about an hour, but I don't think that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm trying to debate here about exhaust brake performance. I can see the rust from under this cover. Gotta take the exhaust manifold off. i4 turbo. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Oh, don't do that. Looking for the i4 turbo. There it is. There are times I'm genuinely happy I'm not playing this on PC anymore, because you get to do stuff like luck out of having to mouse over every single screw that you have to replace. Which, believe me, you don't realize how much of a, you know, an annoyance it is until you don't have to do it anymore. So it looks like a catalytic converter, a front exhaust section for a turbo. Oh, middle muffler too, I didn't see that. Oh, there's one back there too, I'm assuming that's for an i4. Yep, rear muffler i4. So middle muffler and rear muffler i4. Just little things like that, so you don't notice whenever you're staring right at it. But no, I would, I'd like to start, like, getting friends that have this game together and, like, have challenges on this game. Just to see, you know, who builds a better car. Something that I'd like to be able to do. But I feel like you need a decent amount of people to do that. So, and I think I only have 2, 3 people that have this game. So, nothing I can do about it right now. So I need an ABS pump. Switching over to the brake side of things real fast. Ah crap, that was one of the ones that I was gonna say that's one of the ones I rebuilt. Okay. I'm not replacing what doesn't need to be replaced. That's not gonna happen. Turbocharger on it. Again. The manifold cover on it, and we're done with that. Now we just gotta get over to brakes and continue on. Brakes are fun to do. They're time consuming, but they're fun. Because you don't do much, you know, to really get it done. And it pays good. Brakes are a pretty good money maker if you're hurting for cash, which I'm not. Switch over to the next one. can kind of look through these cracks here whenever you have a PS4 controller like this to see what you need to do and don't need to do. So if there's a side that you don't need to open up, you can just skip right over it. It's not the case with this one though. These pads were bad, therefore they are getting replaced. This caliper did not need to be replaced. I know some of you may be thinking, why don't you put new parts on? You know, that's a great way to make extra money. You don't get any more money for doing it. You, at least to my knowledge, you don't get any extra money fully replacing these parts than you do by just doing what the job asks. Was this? I think I needed a caliper. A caliper that I'm pretty sure I have already. Pads. Caliper that I already had, yep. We'll just say we gave him the one that I didn't fix. How about that? You know, safety and whatnot. So, pads, disc, and caliper. Sometimes you'll get like these discs in and they'll still be in like really good condition, but they'll be all rusted up like that. So it's kind of nice to be able to check and see if it's in the red or not. Because if it's in the red, you'll have to replace it, no doubt. But if it's a yellow part, then you don't have to worry about it. I just realized I bought another caliper again. Get rid of that car. And on this one we got brake and gearbox. And on this one we got muffler, exhaust, and gearbox. So we'll throw that one on 1. Throw that one on 2. Well, I'm over here. Oh, I already did that. Okay. Well, that's right. Let me repair the parts that I can real fast. And I failed to repair that one. It happens. Sometimes you'll get some parts that you can repair. Sometimes, you know, there is still that other 5% that can always break. For the record, that was not a pun. Go ahead and open this case. Intake, I don't know. There's definitely a wheel and exhaust. Thermostat. It's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of a throttle. This is why I don't play the guessing game. So we got brake, and we got this. Let's see. Anyways, I think as we approach the 40-minute mark here, I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now at least. So I hope to talk to you guys again soon, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.